When I first met Adam, he was everything: confident, charismatic, charming. The kind of man who makes you feel like you're the only person in the world. I remember his smile, the way his eyes would light up when he looked at me. He made these grand promises, whispering, "I'll protect you forever." And I believed him. I felt seen. I felt loved. I felt like my life had finally started. It was perfect. A beautiful, perfect illusion. But illusions, no matter how beautiful, are meant to be broken. The change was so subtle at first, I almost didn't notice it. A casual remark here, a tiny criticism there. "You're being too emotional," he'd say, waving away my feelings. Then it was about money. Suddenly, I had to ask for everything, justify every purchase. He made me doubt my own mind, my own memories. "That's not how it happened," he'd insist, his voice calm and convincing. He chipped away at my confidence, piece by piece, until I felt like a stranger in my own skin. He promised he would change, that he was just stressed. He told me, "You don't need friends. You have me." And just like that, my world became smaller, emptier, and he was at the center of it all. I stayed, trying to be strong for my child, but the weight of his control was crushing me. It was a cycle, a relentless, dizzying spiral. One moment, explosive anger, doors slamming, the terrifying sound of his footsteps echoing through the house. The next, the silent treatment, days of feeling invisible, his presence a cold, heavy void. And then, just as I was about to break, he'd switch. Suddenly, he was the man I first met again. Affectionate, tearful, full of apologies. "I swear I'll change," he'd plead. "I can't live without you. Don't leave me." And every single time, a desperate part of me wanted to believe him. So I stayed. I stayed, hoping for the man I fell in love with to return. But with each turn of the cycle, I lost a little more of myself. My child would hide behind my legs, their small hands gripping my shirt, their eyes wide with fear. And my own reflection showed a woman I didn't recognize, her face a mask of exhaustion and quiet suffering. The breaking point came one night. It was after another storm of his rage, another session of being told I was worthless. I found myself locked in the bathroom, my body trembling uncontrollably. I sank to the cold tile floor, gasping for air. And then I saw him, my child, curled up asleep on the bath mat just outside the door, as if their small body could somehow protect me. In that moment, something inside me shifted. It wasn't about me anymore. It was about him, about his future. The illusion shattered completely. With a resolve I didn't know I had, I grabbed a small bag, stuffing in only what we absolutely needed. I knelt down and whispered to my sleeping child, "Tonight, we're leaving." The city streets felt cold and hostile. We were ghosts, slipping through the darkened alleys, with nowhere to go. And that's when we saw him, a stray dog, huddled by a dumpster, his leg bleeding, limping in pain. I was scared, but something pulled me toward him. I knelt down slowly, and he didn't run. He just looked at me with these old, tired eyes and rested his head weakly on my hand. My child, bless their heart, looked at me and begged, "Mom, we can't leave him." In that moment, we were all just broken souls needing a little bit of kindness. So we took him with us. We cleaned his wound with the little water we had and wrapped it with a piece of cloth from my shirt. We shared our only sandwich with him. We named him Shadow, and from that night on, he never left our side. He followed us silently, a quiet, watchful protector. We found a small, single room in a part of town I prayed Adam would never find. For the first time in what felt like forever, we could breathe. Peace started to creep back into our lives, one small moment at a time. I'd wake up to find Shadow sleeping at the foot of my child's makeshift bed, a furry guardian angel. I saw my child laugh again, a sound I had missed more than air. I even caught myself smiling, a real, genuine smile. Shadow slowly regained his strength, his limp fading, his tail starting to wag. We were a little broken family, healing together. But my past wasn't done with me. Adam found my number. The calls started, then the messages. His voice, seething with obsession, echoed through the phone. "You are nothing without me. You'll come crawling back." I blocked his number, but the fear returned, a cold knot tightening in my stomach. The peace we had found felt so fragile, like it could be shattered at any moment. It happened one evening. I was walking home, carrying a bag of groceries, my mind for once feeling calm. And then, he was just there, Adam. He stepped out from the shadows of a building, his face a mask of fury. He grabbed my arm, his grip like iron. You really thought you could just leave? He spat, trying to drag me toward his car. You're coming home. I screamed. My child screamed. The sound of our terror cut through the quiet evening air. And then we heard it. A furious, protective bark. Shadow came sprinting from around the corner. He didn't hesitate. He launched himself between us, barking fiercely, his teeth bared, refusing to let Adam get any closer. Neighbors started coming out of their apartments. Adam, enraged, tried to lunge for our child, but Shadow charged again, forcing him to stumble backward. People were shouting, telling him to get away. Someone yelled they were calling for help. In that chaos, Adam finally realized he had lost. He gave me one last look of pure hatred, and then he ran. I just collapsed. I fell to my knees on the pavement, pulling my child into my arms, hugging Shadow so tightly he whimpered. Tears streamed down my face, tears of terror, of relief, of gratitude. I buried my face in his fur and whispered, "You saved us. You saved us." He gave us what Adam had only ever promised but never delivered: safety. When the police arrived, I told them everything. For the first time, I spoke my truth without fear. They assured me I was protected now, that there were orders they could put in place. And through it all, Shadow stood proudly right beside me, my true guardian. Our new life began that day. Not a life of illusions, but one of real, quiet joy. Our little room is filled with warmth now. I cook, while my child and a fully healed, happy Shadow play on the floor. At night, I write in a journal, not about pain, but about my rebirth, about finding strength in the darkest of places. Gentle sunlight fills our home now, and when I smile, it reaches my eyes. We aren't just survivors. We are a family, a real family, built not on empty promises, but on courage, loyalty, and the unconditional love of a stray dog who became our hero. Healing begins where courage lives. Thank you for watching.